What's up? Welcome back to Nostalgia. Dave here with a reaction to the news that Max, formerly HBO Max, will be making a Harry Potter TV series for the service, notably adapting each book in the landmark, fantasy series into a season of TV. So that would be 7 books, 7 seasons. This is a reboot, a remake of Harry Potter that we've previously seen on the big screen. I think it's a very interesting decision that I'm not a huge fan of, but it is tantalizing. So let's get into all that. So obviously, you can't really talk about the Harry Potter franchise without talking about the continuing controversy regarding J.K. Rowling, the creator of the series, and her public persona, largely regarding her views on the trans community. And despite all that, Harry Potter has really sustained itself. Look no further than Hogwarts Legacy, the long-awaited, open world Potter video game, the first of its kind. That game came out in mid-February, and that sold 12 million copies in its first 2 weeks. That's on pace to be, at worst, probably the third best-selling video game of the year, and absolutely rousing success. Harry Potter still sustains itself with its theme park business, and despite the fact that the Fantastic Beasts movies fizzled out, you know, it's a strong brand. I do find it kind of creatively bankrupt to want to remake the series for TV. We had previously heard of series developments because it's so tantalizing to us, right? There's so many things you could do with Harry Potter. You have the movies that adapted the books. They're flawed for sure. I'm not a fan of a lot of them as far as being effective adaptations, but they're very successful, very popular. There's a lot of nostalgia for those. There was room to perhaps make a Founding of Hogwarts series or movies regarding, the head of the houses, right? Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, and all those cats. That was an option. Do a Marauder series with James Potter and those Bloods, and those guys. The famous joke, right? Make Law and Order. Just make a Harry Potter series set in the world, just regarding, people doing stuff, people working. The appeal of the Fantastic Beasts movies was that they were going to leave England, leave Hogwarts, spend time in magical America, something we hadn't experienced before. There's a lot to explore. Harry Potter, the books take place in the 90s. You can keep going back. You can go in the future. You can do whatever you want. But what we don't want you to do is just do what you've already done. That's basically what they're doing. Now, spending a whole season with a book plot sounds fun. Sounds like it'll be a really good time if done well. And it's being made by, under Casey Boyce's purview. Not going to be on HBO per se, but it'll be on Max. So quality is assumed to be good. Spending a lot of time with those books, especially the later books that require a lot of time to really get into how dense they get, sounds awesome. In the early books, is spending more time with Hogwarts, going to class. Sounds like a great time. It's what people love. But creatively, it's just not satisfying, you know? Um, the Cursed Child is still printing money on stage. Another thing that creatively was not super well liked. You didn't have to necessarily follow that up. You could have done a different type of sequel. But I think the missed opportunity here, if you really wanted to cash in, would have been to follow on that nostalgia, right? Think about how popular those films are, despite their flaws. If you had made a sequel, whether it was Cursed Child or JK came up with something else, and despite our feelings on JK, she, runs the IP, she has to be involved to make it. So it's kind of a necessary evil type thing. If you made a new version of the follow up to Deathly Hallows, right? Adult original cast, but you got that original cast back, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, you got the trio back. That is a movie that has the potential to rise up those box office charts and challenge something like an Avengers Endgame or an Avatar in terms of the highest grossing movies of all time. Sans inflation, obviously. Because that's a nostalgia play. What do we see time and time again? Spider-Man No Way Home, Star Wars The Force Awakens. The nostalgia plays are the things that have the last vestiges of really breaking that money. Jurassic World. We've seen this. There's not a lot of those left, but the Harry Potter sequel, the original cast, is one of those opportunities. And it seems like they're passing this up. because I don't see how you could reboot and remake the series on HBO Max or on Max and then ever bring back the original movie cast later. Like, how would that? I mean, that would be some crazy planning shit to me that you also couldn't explain away with the multiverse the way you could with those superhero movies, right? That wouldn't make sense. And I think, part of it might be that Radcliffe and crew don't want to return. They've notably spoken out against Rowling's remarks. That could have forced their hand in a certain sense. But I don't know. Like, it's an incredibly safe, but also kind of lame decision to just remake the books. Despite, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff in the books that are great that people connect with, that people have loved for, a generation at this point, that we didn't really see on the big screen, or at least we didn't see done well on the big screen. There's an opportunity here for sure to bring a whole new generation of people, connect them to this story, you know? So that's a positive, but it's just not kind of what we wanted. And I don't know, maybe they saw the Fantastic Beasts film's performance and got cold feet, but I would lay that on the fact that those movies were at best only so so, you know? We'll see. It's gonna be a while before we get this, but let me know, how are you feeling about the remake of Harry Potter? Is this what you wanted? It's not what I wanted, but how are you feeling about it? And for more movie reviews, TV reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.